Hi, I'm Aaron, and I'm a Norse pagan, and welcome to the hipster of Odin. Now, you're probably wondering right now, Aaron, where have you been? And you're right, and I'm sorry. I haven't made videos for maybe 3 months now, and it's because there's two kinds of reasons here. So what kind of happened is that during 3 months ago, I was shooting the last video for summer and all this and doing a few videos and projects over there. What happened is that my editing software completely kaput, didn't want to work anymore. And I went through a little bit of depression and a lot of anxiety because I had no idea how I'm going to edit videos anymore. Most of the videos I actually typically create are actually edited on my phone. I don't actually have the money to actually afford a laptop. I really wish I did. But most of the time I use Photoshop Express, and that's mostly on my phone. And most of the time I edit and save most of my videos on my phone. So I was going through a mad rush trying to delete videos and pictures off my phone and didn't manage to let it work. So in this moment in time, I thought maybe it was just a message from the gods to slow down, to just remind yourself of what really counts. And in that moment in time, I tried to figure out who I was as a person. And that's the reason why I look very different to this day. But I want to tell you in this video, we will talk about the reason why I wear an I Wear Mjolnir. So, what are the two different Mjolnirs that I wear on maybe a daily basis that you may have noticed in my videos? So these here are the two different Mjolnirs that I wear in my videos. This one here is my Iron Mjolnir that was made by Blutforge or Tyler McCormack from Valhyr. And it's a very unique design with an O-Thaler in the center with two divot areas where I put both of my thumbs, and it really helps me to connect and ground myself to who I am. The whole point of wearing iron, and this is what I've personally learned, is that when I wear iron, it kind of becomes like a protecting factor. When you wear iron, like an Iron Mjolnir or an iron pendant, it becomes like a spiritual armor. I've noticed that what it does is that it deflects negativity, but then heals you from within. And what that really does is that it becomes like a spiritual armor. A lot of the armors years ago, maybe 1,000 years ago, when people used to wear Mjolnirs just like this, where they were hand forged by blacksmiths that would make Mjolnirs like this with leather cords on them. And the difference is that when they wear it, it reminds them of the armor that they would use to wear in battle. You would have leather armor, and then you would have iron armor. And even though iron armor was heavier, it was also a lot more stronger, and therefore has more of a protecting value to it all the time. The reason why I wear this Mjolnir right now is because I deal with a lot of mental health issues. I don't really talk about this in person a lot because I like to just keep it all happy-go-lucky. Anytime I say to anyone, they ask me, how are you? And I usually say I'm getting there. I'm getting there because I'll never really truly be there. And it's mostly because this Mjolnir protects me from the negativity in real life, and it becomes like a spiritual armor. So that's the reason I've been wearing this Iron Mjolnir a lot more. Anytime I've gone through a terrible life situation, I always keep coming back to this Mjolnir, and I do believe it's the iron factor of it. The other Mjolnir that you may have seen me wearing a few times is this Mjolnir. This Mjolnir is completely made of bronze, and it's made from a company also known as Valhyr. And what they do is that I really love the process of how they make these brass or bronze Mjolnirs, is because they actually put like a silicone mold. They create like a 3D copy using like a computer. And then when they do that, they create like a wax mold, and then they pour the hot bronze in. They saw each one off and then put it in kind of like this fluid that turns, you see the dark moments in there? That's all created by a chemical compound. And then they bring it over shores with like a little brush that comes with it, and you can shine it up. I like this because it is more noticeable. And what is it about bronze that's protective? Well, bronze Mjolnirs, what they typically do, they do protect you from negativity. But what I have learned is that it brings out the positive moments of you. What bronze Mjolnirs actually do is that they're more noticeable, they're more luscious, they look completely golden when you wear them, and they are more noticeable. However, what I learned from wearing bronze is that it makes you very, very positive. So it deflects negativity, in there is that protective factor, caring for people other than yourself. It's carefree, and it's more about helping other people. So that's one thing I like about bronze. Another thing I like about wearing bronze is that during the winter months or the autumn months, any time that I would wear bronze, especially in this cold weather, you would feel less colder, because bronze is a really good conductor of the cold weather. So anytime I would wear a bronze Mjolnir, anytime I'll go out inside of the cold, I would feel the cold less, and I do believe that this is a conductive of heat. So more importantly, why do I wear Mjolnir around my neck? The main reasons why I wear Mjolnir around my neck on a daily basis is because it reminds me of the strength of Thor. It reminds me to be, every day, to be strong. But what does the hammer really represent to me? Well, to me, the hammer represents responsibility. It represents, you remember that film also known as Thor? I think it was kind of like when Odin said to Thor in the Marvel universe, he was gifted with the Mjolnir. And the Mjolnir is kind of like, you can either use it as a tool to build or a weapon to destroy. So therefore, I believe the Mjolnir represents how we react to things. And how we react to things determine the consequences that happen. So if someone is being negative to you, you can either use your Mjolnir, which is your own responsibility, to destroy that person, or use it as a tool to build to get out of that situation. So in other words, the reason why I wear a Mjolnir is to remind me of that responsibility that I have to either build friendships with people or to destroy friendships with people, or to build a community or to destroy a community. And therefore I've decided that I've made many mistakes with many different kinds of people, and I realized that the bestest way to learn from your mistakes is to learn from the past of destruction and to create and build a new life in the future. And that's one of the reasons why I wear Mjolnir. Another reason why I wear Mjolnir around my neck is because if we really look at iron in itself is also known as kind of like a protective amulet. And this is the reason why so many people wear iron Mjolnirs. The reason why I wear iron is because I deal with anxiety and depression on a daily basis. So the reason I wear iron is because it reminds me of to defend myself from my own self. Funny enough how that works. Anyway, on the basis of things, I have got myself a nice eggnog latte. And I'm going to be honest, being the kind of person that I am, the hipster that I am, I do enjoy the seasonal kind of latte. This eggnog latte is so delicious that I would recommend it to anyone. So, if you like the content here at the Hipster of Odin YouTube channel, feel free to like and subscribe and do all that good YouTuber stuff. However, if you want to support me as a content creator, I actually have a small business called The Hipster of Odin at teespring.com. Please check out that. We do t-shirts, hoodies, all kinds of things. All the designs are based off of my own kind of lifestyle and work that I like to do. I love art, I love taking photography. I take a little bit of photography of my own spiritual path, and I like to put that on t-shirts and hoodies so you can wear it in your day-to-day life. Another thing that I've been working on at the moment is that I've been working with a small business owner known as Runic Crafts. We've been working on small little projects here, promoting her work from Runic Crafts in many of the videos to come. So feel free to check out on Etsy and Instagram, also known as Runic Crafts, and support what she does, because I really do love what she does. So, until the haul, let's go.